say in Harambe Twende, and that means let's go. Well, download everyone, and good morning. Welcome to Kilimanjaro Safari. My name is Sadie, and I'll be your safari driver today through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now friends, before we start this wild adventure, I do want to warn you that it will get very bumpy out there. So keep that in mind and hold on tightly to those close items like sunglasses, hats, cell phones, cameras, and such.
You can see about 30 to 40 guests on
Hey
each
friends,
chair.
so have you visited
There are about
Pandora
40
already?
people. So as you can
Some
imagine,
of you yes, some of you no.
But
So
these
the
trucks are
first time
great
you
for
visited,
traveling out
did you
on
like
reserve.
it?
Very serious.
What did you do?
It's beautiful.
There's
It's
a lot of fun
small
activities for
like I
everyone.
was 20 years ago.
Did you go to Flight of Passage?
We do that today later on today.
The first place we're going to do is the military forest. The animals here, of course, are naturally camouflaged and very shy.
So you're just gonna wait here for a few seconds until that truck gets a little bit of a head start, and then we will go into the reserve. Do you have any first timers here? All right, well, welcome guys. That's so exciting. I love to have first timers. So I'll promise you that I will go as long as I can so you can take those pictures. Because we really can't stop for every single animal. So I recommend you to have those cameras ready, because here we go. Alright friends, we are now entering the Little Glory Forest. If you look to the right hand, you will see the first animal. That is an okapi. Now don't let those white stripes deceive you. Okapis are not related to sea rats at all, but to giraffes. And you can tell by looking at the head of the okapis. They have that similar shape on their heads, their skulls. Even okapis have ossicles. Those are the projections on a giraffe's head that kind of look like horns, but they are just bones covered with skin. Something really funny about okapis is that they can lick their eyes if they want, and often they do so to clean them. Up there on the hill, you're going to see a greater kudu. This one is a female though. I know that because only the males carry horns. There's a picture. You can take a picture from this female, and there is a picture of the male up there in the animal spotting guide. Also to the left hand, you're going to see a black rhinoceros. There's one way back there. There's one laying down over here, a lot closer to us. But that's anything weird that there is a rhinoceros in the forest too. Well, not quite. It shouldn't be, because these animals are browsers. The black rhinos are. They have a pointy mouth, and the upper lip works like a finger. Means that they can grab those leaves and branches a lot easier. Now, I want to say a fun fact about black rhinos, but first look to your right hand. You're going to see some bongos. These are the biggest of the forest antelopes. Males can weigh up to 900 pounds. Now, both male and female carry horns. If you look up there, you're going to see a female kind of eating from the bark of the tree. I know it's a female because the horns are kind of crossing each other. Horns of the male just stay more separated and are much thicker. But my friends, these bongos are endangered, critically endangered due to the loss of habitat. So we can help protect these animals by recycling paper and using paper more responsibly. Now, the fun fact about black rhinos, they have communal dung heaps. So yes, you heard that right. They go to the bathroom as a community. Do you know why? Just to keep track of each other. Which makes me so happy to be a human. We can just call our families with our cell phones and no need to sniff anything to know where our kiddos have been. The have those cameras ready to the right hand. My friends have them ready. There are a couple of hippos outside of the water, and this is very rare. Hippos usually remain inside of the water all day long. And there's a couple more, but just inside the water to the left hand. Even though they are very calm right now, these are one of the most dangerous animals in Africa. They are very, very territorial creatures. Hippopotamus means river horse. These animals would rather walk or run along the bottom. and they can hold their breath for up to 8 minutes under the water. Now, the pelicans that you saw in the islands, those are the pink-back pelicans. They get a pink coloration on their backs during the mating season. Oh, guys, look, another hippo out of the water. Oh, there's a couple more, actually. And the birds are just waiting for some insects to bite the hippo so they can eat the insects. Now, down here, we're going to see really huge reptiles. These are Nile crocodiles. You see there's one back there with the mouth open. It's just trying to cool down a little. Remember that reptiles cannot regulate their own body temperature. Like us humans can. So they really depend on the environment to do so. Sometimes to stay fresh, they just go into the water to warm up. They take the sun, of course. Now, does anyone know how long they can stay under the water? 2 hours. And also those predators will only have a full meal per week when food is available. So that means that sometimes they're going to be facing almost a year of starvation if migrations of animals like seagrass, wildebeest, and other animals never show up at the river. If that happens, then they will turn cannibalistic. They'll start eating each other. If you look around, you will notice that the vegetation is quite different from that back there at the river. It's because it's a lot drier here. That's why the baobab tree to the right hand will remain leafless for 9 months of the year, just to conserve water inside that huge trunk during the dry season. And this one is very special because it marks the entrance of the savannah. You can already tell this is the home of our beloved giraffes. There's just one right there. Oh, there's a couple more just eating from the trees. The animals in the savannah are the ones that are going to shape this environment. Trees here are very tall because these giraffes keep eating from the bark and from the branches. And actually, if you notice, the trees are now being protected with a mesh just around their trunks. So the animals that live around here can't really hurt the tree. But now, pay special attention to that giraffe, the one that's about to eat from the tree. Look at the tongue of the giraffe. That tongue can be up to 18 inches long. If you notice, it also has a black coloration, right? It's that way so it doesn't get sunburned. Really makes sense because these animals will spend around 20 hours a day eating. But before you say this is your spirit animal, I would like to tell you that they only sleep for about 30 minutes a day, not even a 30-minute nap, but actually several short naps throughout the day, which in the end add up to 30 minutes of sleep. Often they do it standing. Laying down makes them vulnerable. So think about it twice. Over this side on the left, we're going to see just next to that tree some animals laying down. Those are wild African dogs. They are not hyenas nor are related. And they are amazing hunters. They have such a great stamina that they can chase their prey for 40 miles per hour for longer than 20 minutes. So up to exhaustion. Really great hunters, even though they are just living right now and they look very, very calm. Way at the back, you're going to see some sable antelopes. Unlike other antelopes, these do not run away from predators. Rather, they just show those horns. They expose the horns to scare those predators away. These two calves are Patterson's elands. They are the biggest of the antelopes. This one right here is one of the mothers of the cows. You really can tell that they are the biggest of the antelopes by looking at the mother because it's actually the father that is 6 feet tall at the shoulder. Those antelopes can weigh over 1,000 pounds. And look at this giraffe just having a drink. Look how funny it is.
Just like that Zootopia. It looks like that Zootopia.
Yeah, right next to us, you're going to see a termite
When
now.
they do yoga.
This is the biggest one in this reserve. You will see them all throughout the savannah. Termite mounds are only made out of dung, dirt, and saliva, yet they are as hard as concrete. Even though it looks so simple from the outside, just like a pile of dirt, they're quite complicated in the inside. In there is an entire city full of many chambers that termites will use to keep the egg producing queen, fungal gardens, food storage, even nurseries. But what's really amazing is that in tropical savannas, they can grow up to 30 feet tall, even taller than giraffes. And these animals actually are the tallest of the animals. An adult male can measure up to 20 feet tall. A baby giraffe can be 6 feet tall when it's born.
We did it
Even though they have such long necks, it doesn't mean that they have more vertebrae than we have. It's just 7. Only that theirs are much bigger than ours. Now, we just found the herd of the wildebeest. We are going to use savannas as highways when they migrate. And up to 1.5 million of these creatures will migrate for about 1,000 miles every single year in search of food and water. So this is one of the migrations that those Nile crocodiles wait for every single year. And because they migrate, it's really important that the calves can run after 15 minutes of being born. Now, if they really can't, then they might be just abandoned by the whole herd. They might be left behind. Now, I always say that the name wildebeest means wild beast, and they sure honor that name because those cows can usually run after 15 minutes of being born. I see some broken trees up ahead, means we are approaching elephant country. So we might find some elephants around here. Oh, and there is one. Also, look to your left. You're going to see very colorful monkeys. A real colorful rear. And that's the mandrills. The male is just behind the palm tree. We're going to see 2 babies. The one that is closer to us is the female. Females are much smaller than the males. You see the colors on their faces? They will get more intense as the monkey gets more excited. And something that I envy about mandrills is that they have built-in pouches in their cheeks to store snacks for later consumption. Pretty cool to have those when you're going to the parks, right? But now, my friends, that elephant that we saw on the right hand is most likely a male because it is on its own. The thing is that once the males are teenagers, they have to abandon the mother's side. Even if they refuse to, other females will drive him away because the elephants are matriarchal creatures. So the really huge group is going to be composed by the dominant female that's going to make all the decisions for the group. The rest is just going to be more females with their youngs. Now the males, once again, they take off. They stay on their own like that one did, or they can just join a group of males. So much smaller than the female group. And they will remain bachelors their entire lives. They know that. They still linger around the female territory though, because they know they can join the females when the females are ready to mate. But it takes some time between the one pregnancy and the other, because the gestation period of those females is quite long. Does anyone know how long it is? 22 months, almost 2 years of being pregnant. Now if you look to the right hand, you see those markings on the red clay. Those were done by the tusks of the elephants. It seems like we just found the herd of the females. It's going to be on the left hand. But those markings are there because elephants eat rocks. Since they are strictly vegetarians, they will not obtain all the nutrients that they need from that diet. So they will consume rocks as supplements. Let me just go around this area because there is a baby elephant. And I want you to have pictures of that baby. As I was saying, yeah, rocks are their supplements, and there is the baby.
Oh my god, I think that was
This baby is about a year old and weighs around 1,000 pounds, even though it looked very, very small. In average, the baby elephant can weigh 300 pounds when it's born. They look kind of sandy on their backs and on their heads. It's because because they use their trunks to fling sand all over their bodies so the sand can protect the skin from the sun and from some insects. And during the summer, you will see them flapping those ears constantly. They do so to refresh themselves because flapping the ears creates some air currents that refreshes the blood vessels and that helps them to drop as much as 15 degrees off of the body temperature. So I need you to be a great observer. In this island, there are some hatchlings, some flamingo babies. This is a greater flamingo, the lightest species of all the flamingos. And the hatchlings are the ones that are not completely pink. They rather look grayish and white and might even have some black feathers on the sides. Adults are pink just because of what they eat. It's a diet high in beta-carotene, a pigment found in some crustaceans like the briny shrimp. Were you able to spot the hatchlings? Oh, we are going to see something pretty cool. There are some white rhinos taking a mud bath. Look at that.
Oh.
They love to do that. The mud will keep the insects away and will help them stay fresh. Let's just get around those beautiful creatures. Oh, my friends, rhinoceros are in danger as well because people believe the horns are medicinal. That's why they are being heavily poached. Yet the horns are only made out of keratin, the same components of our fingernails and our hair. So if we can grow the keratin ourselves in our own bodies, why should we hurt these animals? Now keep looking up there. You're going to see some fallen logs right in front of them. There is a cheetah. And a little bit more behind, there's another cheetah. There's a cheetah around here. Do you see them?
Yeah, in the center.
Now if you look at their faces, you will notice that they have some black lines that run from the eyes to the mouth, right? Well, those are there to act like natural sunglasses. They reflect the sun glare and help the cheetahs see better during the day. It's really important for them. They are diurnal hunters. So they depend on that and they depend on cover. They depend on blending in perfectly with that environment so they can stalk the prey until they get really close. And once they are starting to chase that prey, they can reach 60 miles per hour in 3 seconds. But they are meant for speed, not for power. They can only run that fast for just a short distance. Now up there we're going to see some nocturnal hunters, the lionesses, and their male is just right next to them. The females are the ones that will do 85 to 90% of the hunting. The male stays at home watching the territory and the coast. To the right hand we have another white rhino and some bonsabots. Is this a good spot for pictures? Now these animals sleep from 16 to 20 hours a day. So probably you would like to switch to the spirit animal rather than a giraffe. They sleep more and they can also eat more.
Oh. 2 female.
Think they have a cub recently somewhere? Think they have a cub?
Tigers. That's in Asia.
Okay.
The Raja Trail. Oh, look at that. There is a female ostrich over there. These are the biggest of the birds in nature. They only have 2 toes, unlike other birds which have 3 toes, and that actually helps them be faster when they are running. And there's an ostrich nest to the right hand. Do you see the eggs? Those are the biggest of the eggs in nature. They can weigh up to 3.5 pounds. And in theory, any of us can stand on those eggs without breaking them. But I mean, look at these birds. You see how big and heavy this female might be. Sometimes the females can weigh over 200 pounds, and males over 300 pounds, and males can also be up to 9 feet tall. The males are the ones that do all the nighttime nesting, so it's really important that the females have a diet high in calcium to make the eggs very, very sturdy. Now, even though those birds cannot fly, they run at 40 miles per hour. They use their wings to change direction while running. Also for balance, a baby ostrich can run at 35 miles per hour after being 1 month old. But what's really scary is that their kick is so powerful that they can kill a person and also a lion. So they can be really fast and they can be really deadly. Those birds on the right hand, though, they are not as deadly as those ostriches. These are yellow-billed storks, but they are very smart birds. Whenever they feel hungry and lazy at the same time, they wait until hippos or crocodiles go into the water because they stir up some creatures in the mud, and then they have dinner without moving a muscle. Now that antelope back there, the white one with really big horns, that is a scimitar horned oryx. It belongs to the desert and is greatly adapted for that environment. They can go for up to 9 months without drinking water, not even a sip, because they get the water that they need from their diet. And also they save water by not sweating until the body reaches 115 degrees Fahrenheit. And we have a fever at 99 degrees Fahrenheit. But my friends, the oryx, this is one of the few places where you can see that animal. It's considered extinct from nature, and it only exists in some reservations like this one, and also in zoos. And it's not the only animal that needs our help. Our elephants, they're being heavily poached to the point that we just lost more than 50% of the elephant population in Central Africa. And also they are losing their homes because we are demanding more electronics every single day. Now there's something that we can do to help them, and that is to recycle all the electronics that we are no longer using, such as laptops and cell phones. Those have coltan, a mineral that makes the electronics a lot more powerful. And the mining of that mineral is taking place at the homes of our elephants. So my friends, let's start recycling those. And let's also start helping those conservation funds that take care of our animals. This world is not only ours, but theirs as well. And you just have the opportunity to see them right there live and at color. So why not take care of them so future generations can enjoy them as well? Now, my friends, in Harambe, we don't ever say goodbye. We say kwaherini. That means to go well in Swahili. So go well and go wild. Have a wild rest of your day at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Double check those rows. Don't forget your belongings behind. And you've been riding Simba 1.